My name is Bindu Subramaniam, and I'm a singer, songwriter, and music educator. And I think one thing that's critical to all of us in our lives is making choices. And sometimes we feel like we're weighed down by the millions of choices in front of us. They can be big choices like, what am I going to study? What is my career going to be? Where should I live? Who should I marry? Or they can be small choices. What am I wearing today? What should I eat? And I think as we go through life looking at choices, our greatest fear is not just making the right choice, but making sure that we don't lose out on something we should have chosen. And what I'd like to say today is there is no need to choose one thing. There is no one right answer. There is no one right choice. And the moment that you look at this world through the lens of a person who can make many choices, any choices, simultaneous choices, you're freed from this fatigue of always having the right answer. Let me give you a little bit of an example from my own life. For many years, I struggled with this idea of what I wanted to be, right? As a child, I wanted to be a lawyer. Then at some point, I wanted to be a musician. Maybe I wanted to be a music teacher. And with a healthy dose of imposter complex that I have and I still carry, I was always concerned that I was trying to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. The fear is that by trying to do many things, you will never do anything well. And if you never do anything well, then you'll never create impact. So you shouldn't choose many things. You should choose one thing. You should choose the right thing. And when you choose the right thing, you should commit to it for life. It took me a very long time to realize that that's not how things work anymore. We're less concerned about this very strong middle and more about the long tail. All of us are individuals with our own perspectives, with our own superpowers, with our own passions. And as we go through life, we have the liberty to make multiple choices. And if you make the wrong choice, very few things can be things that you're stuck with for life. You can unchoose. If you decide at the age of 17 or 18 when you go into college that you want to be a lawyer, as I did, you can always unchoose later. You can always decide that as you grow forward, you will take that law degree and do something else. If you decide that you want to live on one corner of the planet, 5 years later, you can also decide that you no longer want to live there. You can take the wealth of the experience that you build throughout your life and continue to make something unique. To me, that is the power of choice. Another point that I think is relevant to make here is this idea of generalist versus specialist, this fear of being a jack of all trades. And I think we should all be prepared to start off as generalists. We should find multiple skill sets. We should find multiple things that we're passionate about. And as long as you're consistently working hard in multiple directions, that's okay. You don't have to say, I'm good at physics, therefore I will never do gymnastics. You don't have to say, I want to be a singer, therefore I should never do math. If you are a person who has the ability to do math and physics and gymnastics and singing, do it. Don't worry about being a generalist. Don't worry about being not good enough. Don't worry about incompetence. And most certainly don't worry about what people say. Because when you are prepared to be a generalist, when you are prepared to look at multiple things at the same time, when you choose multiple things, there is a point in time where you can move from being a generalist to being a multi-specialist. A very dear friend of mine is an architect and was a very successful architect. But from being an architect, he decided that he wanted to be an entrepreneur. From being an entrepreneur, he decided he wanted to be a data analyst. From there, he's moved on to other things. Now, when you look at situations like that from the outside, what you see is multiple successes. But when you are that person making those decisions, the fear is always, what are people going to say? Are they going to say that I made the wrong decision? That by choosing to be an architect, I should have stuck with that. And then when I chose to move from here to there, I was making another decision, which was a wrong decision. And from there, if I pivot again, what will people say? But I think the wealth of experience that you build and carry with you is the most powerful thing. The choice that you are making is the choice to keep learning. And never be afraid of unchoosing. Never be afraid of losing out because of a choice, because nothing is set in stone forever. If you think that every decision that you make today is going to impact your life in a positive way, you'll move forward. If you are concerned that every decision that you're making today is closing doors for you in the future, you'll be paralyzed and unable to make choices and decisions. So when you see those millions of choices out there in front of you, be positive, be hopeful, be passionate. See choices for what they are. See them as opportunities, not limitations. And the more things you choose, the more positively you choose. As you choose and unchoose, you can choose to be one thing. You can choose to be many things. You can choose to be everything. Find your passions, pursue your passions, work hard, and always, always use the benefit of multiple choices. Thank you.